All right, and we are live. What is up, everyone? OG over here from Player Essence. Welcome to another podcast that we have here, Essence Cast number 9. We're on, so we're already at almost 10 episodes. I want to thank each and every single one of you guys who tune in every single week, making the podcast a success. I do have a couple things that I just want to talk about real quick before we get into the content and we talk about who we have here. Is that a lot of you guys have been asking for like a podcast, like a hosting site for this podcast, and I'm working on that. So hopefully we can have that within maybe like June or like end of June or July. Hopefully we can get something like that. So like iTunes or something along those lines. But anyway, we got a really good show for you guys today. We're gonna have Q&A at the end. So hold on to your questions at the end. Any super chats or Streamlabs, we'll answer those questions kind of right away. If you have a question, or if you just have a question, you can hold on to it at the end. So, all right. So we got a nice cast of characters here today. So we're gonna start off with Mama Mercy. Mama Mercy, how you doing today?
I'm doing okay.
Good to have you on.
Thanks
Also,
for having me.
no problem. It's always good to hear your voice. Next we have John over here. John Turner. How's it going, John?
Hello, everyone. It's great to be back. I had a really great time in Atlantic City last week. Anime Next was terrific, but I definitely miss doing these podcasts, so I'm glad to be back here today.
Absolutely. Good to have you here. And then also we have Andy. So Andy, what's up, man? How's it going today?
It's nice and all. I thought I wasn't allowed back in after what I said about Kingdom Hearts last week.
No, I don't think we have a super hardcore Kingdom Hearts fan base. I mean, if you will go over to like I don't know, like HMK's YouTube
Well,
channel.
after what Mama Mercy reacted to last week.
Oh well, I mean it's okay. Some people like certain games, other people don't like the game. I mean it is what it is. I think Kingdom Hearts was cool though. I think it looks really good. I think it looks really
Yeah,
good. But
and just so you know, I have actually started playing it, but
Good.
yeah,
okay,
Got my eye on you, Andy.
which Kingdom Hearts? Which game are you playing?
the uh, the 6 game collection on PlayStation 4.
Oh, okay, good. All right, well, sounds good. Sounds good. All right, guys. And thank you to everyone who's joining. I see you guys are all kind of filing into the chat here. Avatar and Steven, T Dude. Good to see you guys all here. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get into some of the topics here, guys. Do appreciate all of you guys being here. And we're gonna talk about E3. Obviously, E3 was this past week and it was a big thing. There was a lot of, I would say, a little bit of a split between what people thought about E3 in general, each conferences, between Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo. I think the only kind of common ground was that Microsoft had a pretty good show. But for the most part, like when it comes to Sony, Nintendo, and just E3 in general, it seems like there's a lot of split. There's a lot of people that just say, it's not so good, and oh, that show was horrible, or it was okay. I don't really see like everyone saying, oh my gosh, it's so great. But I think the common theme is that there's a lot of good games. There's just not a lot of surprises. I think there wasn't a lot of like big surprises overall from all the different companies. But we'll have to. But like I said, we'll talk about that. So we'll start off with Andy, man. Let me get your impressions first of just Microsoft's conference. We'll start with there, then we'll end with Nintendo. We'll do Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo. What were your impressions on Microsoft's conference? And if you have no impressions or what you think about it, you don't have to answer anything.
Well, it was definitely. I would definitely say that it was the best one.
Okay. What'd you like about it?
Well, just the fact that it just had a lot of games, like, and there wasn't like any sort of time where this conference just came to a crawl. Like, there wasn't like any slowdown period from what I remember. I mean, there was some, but not significant like EA's or the entirety of Sony's conference.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying there. John, do you have any thoughts on Microsoft's conference?
I definitely have to share agreements that of the 3 conferences, I think Microsoft did pull off the best show. Now, having said that, has it encouraged me to go out and get an Xbox One? Not really. I'm not really into Xbox all that much, and frankly, I've just never really gotten into it. But I will say that they did do quite a lot of great things. They did do a lot of things right with this conference that I never saw a lot of other companies do. They kept it fast, they kept it very tight, and they kept on announcing game after game. That's good. And but to me, the biggest surprise of the Microsoft conference was the announcement of the Tales of Vesperia, which is also, thank goodness, coming to Switch. And I, for one, cannot wait because Tales of Symphonia is one of my favorite games of all time. And to be able to play this game, apparently hailed as one of the best, I'm looking forward to it, honestly. So, honestly, yeah, I think even though I have yet to, I don't think I'll ever be a customer of Xbox anytime soon, but I will say that of the big three, they definitely did come through this time. So, thumbs up to Microsoft, I gotta say.
All right. And Mama Mercy, thoughts on Microsoft conference?
Microsoft threw a lot of their money around.
you're on the finesse bandwagon, right? The finesse train.
Yes. Possibly.
Yeah, me too. So I mean, it's all good. Go ahead though. Finish up your thoughts.
I mean, they had a good conference, and it was fast paced. It moved forward, but to be honest, a lot of the games that they had there that I was excited for that may have swayed me to get an Xbox are all multi-plat. So I was sitting there at the end of the conference like, oh, cool. All the games that I'm excited for, I can play on my PlayStation or I can play on my PC. I don't need an Xbox. They mostly just paid for a lot of, I get to show this first, and really didn't have anything for them.
Okay, do you give them points for, like, let's say it's even though like it's like on PC and it's on Xbox? I mean, that's still Microsoft. So
Yeah, I mean, I give them points for that.
okay, cool.
And I like that I can play with my friends who have Xboxes on my PC. But
Yeah, they have a lot of crossplay, cool stuff going on.
I'll
Okay.
give them that. I will like them to keep up the crossplay.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
It was Xbox very much threw their money around this year.
Okay. Well, just to kind of get into my thoughts before we move into Sony, I would definitely say that Microsoft probably had the best flowing presentation and like the most games. They had the best flow and most games. That being said, I'm kind of on the same board with Mama Mercy, is that they honestly just paid for promotion to get everything world exclusive, world premiere. So while the conference was a good show, just looking at it, and not thinking a little bit past that, I do think that it was a little bit of finesse on their end, just throwing around money in order to get a quote unquote better show, even though all of these games are going to be on other systems. Like the world premiere of Tales of Vesperia, they literally paid to show off Japanese games, or to show off that game first, more so than anything, when it's probably going to be the last system. It's probably going to be like the worst selling version of that game is going to be the Xbox version of it. It's going to sell far more on Sony and on Nintendo systems. Yep, they paid for it to show it off first, even though the fan base is probably not going to flock to the Xbox to buy Tales of Vesperia. So, I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, I do think that they had a good show. They did a good job. I mean, there's also some other things that they did to finesse us. Like, they waited, and I talked about this on the Avidins podcast if you're watching it, but, like, they waited to tell us about their announcements with acquiring. They didn't acquire all these studios, like, the day before E3 or, like, the month before, in my opinion. I think they acquired them throughout the year or a year ago or whatever the case was. I mean, I'm not sure. And then they decided to just, let's all announce it right then and there, at that point. So, I mean, that's also a little bit more finesse. Like, they should have been buying studios 4 years ago. Like, why do you wait till the end of the generation to let us know now that you're buying studios? So I think that there's a little smoke and mirrors going on with their show. But at the end of the day, it was still a really good show. So I'll still give them the best presentation just because, I mean, why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, they had games, it flowed. But it still doesn't hide the fact that they only have one first-party game for the rest of 2018. Like, that's it. They only have one first-party game for the rest of 2018. And that was the main problem going into there. And they announced new games. Don't get me wrong. Like they announced like Gears and they have Halo and all that, but those are all who knows when. Some of them have no release date, and a lot of them are. There's still nothing coming out at the end of this year. There's still just Forza, and that's it. I think they have like the Cuphead thing. They announced Battletoads. That was cool. So I did like that. So Battletoads announcement was really good. But outside of that, it was just kind of a lot of finesse. But it's all good. I mean that's what you got to do at E3, right? So. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. We're going to talk about Sony in terms of Sony's E3, and we'll kind of swoop back around this way. We'll start with Mama Mercy. Your thoughts on Sony's conference?
It's kind of what I've expected from Sony ever since they started winning this console, where their E3s haven't been all that impressive, and they could have done a video event where we didn't have to wait 20 minutes for them to do a stage transfer in the middle of the show. Unpopular opinion, but like some of the like actual music pieces, like the guy with the flute, like that was cool. I was actually really like, I wanted to do research about that because that's actually part of Japanese culture. But like, as cute as it was that they did the whole like, let's decorate this hall for The Last of Us 2. It didn't need, if it needed a 20-minute intermission to get to the actual show floor to do their actual presentation, we didn't need that. You know, we
Yeah.
didn't. We get it. We know what a barn dance looks like. And it's just, I don't know. I mean, but Sony were people saying before E3 like Sony was going to talk about 4 games? So-
They deep dived into 4 games, which they did. Spider-Man, Ghost of Tsushima, The Last of Us, and what was the last game? I don't remember the last
Spider-Man?
game.
Spider-Man.
Did I say Spider-Man? Spider-Man, Ghost of Tsushima, The Last of Us. There's one more game. I forgot what it was though. They said 3 or 4 games. I'm not really sure. I don't remember what the last game. I don't remember their podcast. I was too busy making fun of myself during their live stream, like during the
Oh, that's Stranding.
Death Stranding. There you go. Death Stranding.
That's right. Which still nobody knows what that game's about.
Still don't know what that game's about. Yeah, Death Stranding. So there you go. Like I said, I'm too old for Kojima's tricks. So I don't know. Mom Mercy, go ahead and continue on what you were saying with your.
But I mean, it was Sony, and I mean, we got some good looks. I mean, I really didn't need the good look at Spider-Man because doesn't Spider-Man come out next month?
Yeah, and it's been there for 3 years. This is the third. This is the third E3.
But is it Ghost of Tsushima, the one with the like fall leaves and everything?
Yeah, that was the.
Yeah, that game looks amazing. I will give them props to that. I was like, I never wanted to go back to Colorado during the fall so bad than watching that gameplay. I miss aspen trees now.
Yeah, definitely. All right.
I mean, I give it a meh.
Okay. I'll ask you guys like actual grades once we finish up with everyone. Then I'll say okay, grades for each company. So we'll go through that once we're done. All right. So John, your thoughts on Sony's conference?
Oh, don't get me started. It's bad.
You didn't like it.
No, the pacing was very off, and I was very, very annoyed that a lot of the game announcements were taking about 10 minutes straight. If you want to do a good conference, you gotta have it be quick and to the point. And I was very, very annoyed at all those breaks in between. Honestly, it was definitely one of the worst E3 conferences, and that's being generous because
Whoa.
I definitely agree that EA was terrible too.
EA's is pretty bad.
Yeah, well, but to me, the Sony conference, it was just not very good at all. I'm sorry. The only time that I ever lit up at all was when I saw Resident Evil 2 remake. Oh my gosh, I was so not expecting that. I was totally blown out of my seat for that. But other than that, though, I was pretty disappointed by Sony's showing. So I'm sorry, but other than Resident Evil 2, I thought the whole conference was pretty bad, in my opinion. I'm sorry to anybody who disagrees, but it sucked, in my opinion.
Fair enough. I mean, that's your opinion. I mean, everyone has their opinion on what
Correct.
what went down and everything. So okay. So let's go ahead and let's move on to Andy. What were your thoughts on the Sony's conference?
Now, just a small disclaimer. I haven't watched the conference because they aired it at 3 a.m. over here. So and I
are you trying to tell me that you're not up and about at 3 a.m. like normal people? Is that what you're trying to tell me? It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke, Andy. It's a joke.
And no one expects you to be up at 3 a.m.
And Andy was like, "Are people supposed to be up at 3 a.m.?" And he's like, "Wait a minute, nobody here does that. Is that what you Americans do?" Okay,
We
no.
never sleep. We just run on
Go-
Monster.
so-
and-
Go ahead,
That's
Andy.
so I haven't watched the whole conference, but from what I've seen of it after when I woke up and such, what the heck? Like, whose idea was it to move people between those rooms in the middle of the stream? Like, whose idea was that?
Kaz Harai. No, I have no idea. I have no idea whose idea it was.
Someone who's obviously never been to an E3 conference.
So and the games they show, they look amazing and such, but yeah, I will just say that take it with a grain of salt. It was definitely the second worst one.
Okay. Well, didn't think it was very good. All right. Well, I will give my thoughts, I guess, on the conference overall. I thought the pacing was just bad. The games were fine. All the games were fine. They all look the same. Every single year we get the same games that look Sony looking like games. You know what I'm saying? Like, it looks good. Ghost of Tsushima looked great until they started the combat. That is the one thing where I say that game does not look good, because like the Sekiro or whatever, we had that game from Software. Neo 2 is obviously going to be really good. Dark Souls is looking, I mean, Dark Souls remastered combat, whatever the case is, but comparing all the other third person action games that we have and then comparing that to Ghost of Tsushima's combat, Ghost of Tsushima's combat looks like hot trash. And I know that's how samurais fight, but it doesn't look good. Now the gameplay, or the graphics, the environment, everything else looks very good, but the combat looks very mediocre, from what I've seen. In terms of The Last of Us, it looks great. I was actually more impressed with The Last of Us in terms of combat and the graphics. Like, that looks a little bit more refined and tight in terms of in that genre, in that style. Spider-Man looks great, like always. So yeah, the games are fine. They announced the multi-platform Remedy, the Quantum Break developers. That looked like a Remedy type of game, you know, like controlling time and, you know, gravity and stuff like that. So it looks like what they would do. Neo 2 got announced, but there wasn't really much gameplay of that. Resident Evil Revelations, or not Resident Evil Remake 2 was probably my favorite game out of the whole show there. And then there was a gameplay demo for that game as well, so we got to see extended look at it. So overall, I thought the games were fine, but the pacing was trash and horrible. So to me, they were probably, well, we'll talk about it in a bit, but I think the game, everybody had great games in my opinion. It's just a matter of who paced it and like how it did. And Sony's was probably the worst out of all of them. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. Let's go ahead and let's get into the final one here for the E3. That is Nintendo, and we'll start off with John, 'cause I know you said that you really have some thoughts on this. So John, what were your thoughts on Nintendo's conference?
I actually have very, very mixed feelings about how I felt Nintendo went about their conference. On one hand, I do appreciate that they gave a shout out and showed off Smash Brothers, because of course that's going to be the big game. The problem is, I think that the pacing was very off. It wasn't anywhere nearly as bad as Sony's was, but I feel like that they didn't really announce a whole lot of new stuff. I was expecting a little bit more, so some of that might have been my own fault. But honestly, I was pretty I was kind of like I don't know. I was 50-50 about it. I liked what they showed overall, but I had much more higher expectations, because Nintendo does tend to have a little bit. Well, Nintendo's previous directs had a better balance of how they paced their game announcements, and this one, pacing felt very off toward the end. I mean, I get it, Smash Brothers is the big thing, but I think if they had cut that portion in half and gave everything else that they were announcing an equal space, it would have been at least better. But as it is, though, it was definitely not their best by far, and I felt that they were holding back way too much. I really wanted to see more from them. So, in my opinion, better than Sony's? Hell yes. As good as Microsoft's? No, not really. So, it was borderline. It was okay, but it could have been much better in my opinion.
Okay. All right, and what is your thoughts on this, Mama Mercy, in terms of Nintendo's conference?
Nintendo's conference was exactly what I thought it was going to be. Especially once I found out Sakurai was there, I knew we were going to spend a lot of time on Smash. And to be honest, it's all the haters of the Nintendo Switch who are all like, Smash is just a port. I feel like
No,
they really I feel like they really felt like they needed to explain it, because you have all these people hating on the game that's not even out yet. We got a trailer, like that's it. They're like, it's just a port, and I know Sakurai doesn't like to travel, so I knew it was going to be a lot of time on Smash. Also, Nintendo came out and said that their E3 was going to be heavily focused on Smash. So that's what I expected from them. And you know what? I'm glad when it comes to Smash that people who enjoy Smash know what they're getting into with the new game. They know, all their old characters are coming back. They know what, the stages are going to look like. They know new mechanics of the game. I felt like it was a good in-depth look, so people know that they're, because a lot of you Smash players still have your Wii U's just to play Smash. They were showing you it's worth it to buy a Switch and to come to the new Smash.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, definitely.
and we got like 3 new games released that day. We got like Paladin, well, no, Paladins you had to pay for, but like Fortnite and Hollow Knight came out, and something else came out. Oh, we got the Octopath demo,
That was
and
good.
all of the games that they talked about with Smash were games that could stand up against Smash. They weren't going to get lost or forgotten about being talked to next to Smash.
So
They have their own prestige.
so you like the fact that they gave an in-depth look at Smash.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Cool.
and that's
all
what I
right.
expected going into this.
That's true. Well, if you expect, that's true. They did let us everyone know that they're really going to heavily be talking about Smash. So doesn't mean that you have to like it. Doesn't mean that you have to like it. But I mean, I think when you have your expectations set in line for that, then you know it's easier to swallow, I guess. All right.
Also, it makes me super excited for the next Direct because now that Smash is out of the way, that means we're getting more games, hopefully, the next Direct.
I think somehow they'll try to push Smash into there. See, look, all of you guys that are saying that it's not a new game or that it's a port or something, like, stop doing that, or Nintendo's gonna keep shoving it down our throats. So if you're one of those people, stop it. Just take the L. Just take the L and calm down, because they literally, if you look at the interviews, they literally said, well, I'll talk about that in a bit. So
Yeah, well, they confirmed it, so there's no point arguing over it.
you still have people arguing over it.
Yeah,
That's the
but if
thing.
you want to hear about Animal Crossing, you want to hear about Yoshi, you want to hear about your favorite games, stop saying Smash is a port. We'll hear more about some real games, some other games.
Stop lying about Smash. Stop lying about Smash. Okay, so Andy, your thoughts on Nintendo's conference?
Yeah, I'm just in the same boat as John. Like, it was definitely not the worst one, but it wasn't definitely the best one either. Like, of the games they showed, like Super Mario Party was a nice surprise. Dragon Ball Fighters coming to the Switch was also quite a nice surprise as well. That mech game, like, I'm kind of interested in it, but yeah, like, I think it was just not enough games announced there. Like that was like, it was just like the lack of games that just made it.
What games would you have liked to see it being announced? Because they had a B-roll of a bunch of third-party games. So what games do you think could have made it? Do you mean first-party games or do you mean third-party games? Which one?
Well, as in both actually. Like you know, there was like, I expected at least like 2 more first-party games, like, you know, an Animal Crossing, or at least more info on Yoshi, which has now been delayed to the next year. And then maybe just like, and I know that Dragon Ball Fighters is like, you know, a nice surprise, but maybe something like more so an adventure game, or more so could have been a nice surprise there. But but the Smash stuff really took up a lot of the time, like more than half of it.
Yeah, it was big
But
on Smash. It was big on Smash.
But on the plus side, I am very hyped for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Yeah, it looks good. All right, so okay, so John and Andy, you guys are kind of like meh about it. Mama Mercy definitely liked it. In terms of my opinion, I think you guys have heard what I've said. Obviously, I'm a huge Smash Brothers fan, so it was great to hear all of that stuff in terms of Smash Brothers. Like, that was great. I like the fact that Nintendo focused on 2018. Animal Crossing is not there's no even any real confirmation of Animal Crossing as of right now doesn't exist on the Switch, so I didn't expect it because they said they're going to talk about 2018 games. So there's no Animal Crossing is not announced or anything like that, so I didn't expect them to talk about it.
I didn't fully like expect it either. Just, you know, it was just something that, you know, I do want, but I do not need yet. Like
Yeah.
I can at least wait until 2021. You know?
20 oh, no, I don't think it'll be that long, but yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, me going into the show, I'm just letting you guys know what I felt going into the show. I was looking forward to seeing Xenoblade, I was looking forward to seeing Smash, and I was looking forward to seeing Fire Emblem. Those are the 3 games that I really wanted to see because I thought all of those are 2018 stuff, like the Torna DLC, Smash Brothers, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu Eevee, that was 2018. So all the games that I thought that were going to be there or looking forward to seeing were all there. And like they gave us the first look at Fire Emblem, and I'm a huge Fire Emblem fan. So I thought the Fire Emblem part was amazing. I'm a huge Xenoblade fan. Xenoblade Chronicles 2, they shut off DLC there. So that Torna, the Golden Country, like, that looks so good. Like it's a standalone. It's its own thing. Like so, it's gonna be like 25 to 30 hours. I'm hearing 25 to 30
Not,
hours of content.
not to mention the surprise appearance of Shulk and Fiora. I was so not expecting that.
Exactly. But I don't think that was in the conference, was it? But
I don't know, but
no.
I think they confirmed. I think they showed it on the treehouse. But
Yeah,
either way, that
they
was a
showed it on the
very
treehouse. Yeah, they showed it on the treehouse. But yeah, that was it. It was just amazing to see those three games because those are my three favorite like franchises of all time. It's Fire Emblem, Smash Brothers, and Xenoblade, and to see all three of them there in that conference, and then also I love Front Mission, I love Armored Core. To see the Damon Cross Machina game, that one in there was awesome to see that. And then there was actually a playable demo at the treehouse, and they showed even more. And it looks like the Gundam or mech game of your dreams. Like if you're into mech
yeah,
games, it looks
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, that actually looked pretty good. When I saw Shoji Kawamori's name in the credits right there, I was immediately reminded of an anime show that I really, really love and that I think is terrific to this day, and it's called The Vision of Escaflowne. A lot of the mechas in that show are very reminiscent to what you might see in Damon X Cross Machina. And if you haven't seen Escaflowne, I recommend it. It's a great, great show. Beautifully animated, beautiful music, great characters. I recommend it very highly.
Yeah, it looks amazing. I was watching the gameplay footage from the treehouse, and I was just blown away. Like you can get new weapons, you can equip them, you can customize your character, you can have there's multiplayer in the game. They didn't talk about it. There's multiplayer, and the game looks so good already. It's running. It's Unreal Engine 4 running game, and it looks like it's going to be ready early 28 or 2019. So I like the games personally. For me, I mean, there was at least 4 or 5 games that I really really like in there, and then they showed off Dragon Ball, obviously Dragon Ball Fighters, and then Starlink Battle for Atlas with the Star Fox DLC. Or Star Fox, not it's not even DLC. Star Fox is in the game and exclusive missions. I mean, they didn't show much on it, but they just showed it again. I mean, I'm just talking about the games in there. The Hollow
Yeah,
Knight.
that was good. That
Mhm.
was very good on Ubisoft and Nintendo's part. I was really, really impressed to see that. And I was even more happy to see another Namco game confirmed, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, because I had been seeing a lot of
Fighters.
It's
I'm
just
fine.
fighters,
I'm
yeah,
sorry. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
I've been saying Fighters Z myself, but it's just fighters.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I meant fighters, because a lot of people were demanding for that. And I'm beginning to see a lot of people demanding for other games to be on Switch. And I'm very pleased to see that because we never got anything like that with Wii U. To see it happening with Switch, it's a huge, nice 180 from that awful era.
Absolutely.
I'm
I,
glad we're past that.
I have to agree. I have to agree. Definitely, it was one of the games that they're doing. Like we're into the going into the second year now. And like that's the type of stuff that you never saw in terms of like the Paladins, the Fortnite, Hollow Knight, all these type of games that are coming like consistently coming to the Switch. We didn't see that on the Wii U. So I always find it funny when people like really say, "Oh, well, there's not enough games." I'm like, "Were you around during the Wii U era?" Like, I understand people want everything, but holy smokes, like you guys were just either you weren't around or you just didn't care or you just want to move on from that. But like the Wii U got so many less things. So I'm not saying that I'm satisfied with everything. Like there definitely could be more, like always. But at the same time, like I'm not gonna be like super upset or mad because like Fortnite, Paladins, and Hollow Knight all dropped on the same day on the Switch, and I downloaded all three of those. So I was happy with that. And Paladins, by the way, is amazing, which we'll talk about in our multiplayer game section. Paladins is fantastic. That's such a good game. I'm actually liking it a lot more than Fortnite. Um,
But it's an Overwatch clone.
well, they both came out at the same time, so it's not Overwatch clone. They both were literally went into beta around the same time. They both got released around the same time, so they were in development at the same page. So unless somebody was going in there and saying, okay, this is what they're doing, and then running back to their place and saying, okay, this is what we're gonna do, they were literally in development at the same time. So I mean, it's I do hear people say it's an Overwatch clone, but the game is actually popular. I mean, it's not as popular as Overwatch, but it's still very popular. It has over 25 million downloads. So I mean, and also I will add that Overwatch, or sorry, not Overwatch, Paladins is getting a battle royale mode. It's getting a battle royale mode as well, or it already has it, I think, in PS4 and Xbox One or PC or something like that. But yeah, it'll eventually come to Switch. They just did the Founders Edition, and then they have the free edition coming later. I think they said summer or something like that. So the free edition of Paladins is also coming. But from my experience, like I said, we'll talk about it in the multiplayer game section. But I like Paladins more than Overwatch. But like I said, we'll talk about that in a little bit. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into our conference recaps in terms of grades. We'll start off with you, Andy. I need a grade for Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo in that order.
So yeah, so like I said, Microsoft was the best one. Like, I would give it a B. Like, there was definitely a lot there. But of the exclusive games that they showed, they didn't show that much of the exclusive games.
Yeah, it's no problem. Just you can just give me a score for each one. So just give me a score for Microsoft, Sony, then Nintendo.
Okay, so yeah, Microsoft is a B. Sony, is a D.
Ooh. At least they passed, barely. So and then,
I'm sorry. A chuckle.
and as for Nintendo, I would say that it was a C.
okay, so B, D, C. Okay, that's fair enough. How about you, Mama Mercy?
I give Nintendo an A-. I give Microsoft a B+, and I give Sony a B-.
Okay.
Sony gets a B- because of that Kingdom Hearts trailer.
The Kingdom Hearts and Resident. I think Kingdom Hearts and Resident Evil is pretty good. So yeah, that's definitely
But
good.
yeah, the Black Pearl, that trailer, yeah, it raises it a little up for that because I got super excited.
Okay, good. It's good to get excited over some cool games. All right, so John, your grades for Microsoft, Sony, then Nintendo.
Microsoft gets a solid B from me. Sony, sorry to say, guys, gets a C-. If it weren't for Resident Evil 2 and Kingdom Hearts 3, that whole conference would have been a complete disaster. But I'm being very
High
generous.
five, John.
But it's getting a C-. Now, Nintendo, that's kind of tricky. I'm not really sure. I was ranging in between the C+ and the B- territory, but I don't want to get flamed.
No. Say your opinion.
Just be honest.
Be honest.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think after thinking about it, I'll probably just go with B- for Nintendo.
You can say your opinion. I think all of them. I think what we can all sit here and say is that they all did okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they all did okay. It was all. I don't think anybody was like worse than like a C- or so. Or I mean, you can do a D. I mean, if you want to do a D.
Unless you count EA, of course.
Well, yeah, we're talking about the big three, though. We're talking about the big three. It's almost not fair to compare the other companies because the big three, they have third party and their own first party, whereas like Square Enix can't show off a Tales game or something. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not. So it's
Well, of course not. They're restricted to their own franchises.
yeah. So in terms of my grading, I'm gonna go ahead and now that I've gotten a chance, I actually watched all the conferences, like the quick recaps of each conference, and looked over the games beforehand. And in terms of Microsoft, I'll give them a solid B. In terms of Sony, I give them a C. And Nintendo, I'll give them for their presentation a C+ overall. But in terms of my own personal inner, like what I think in the games that I want to play the most, it's an A because everything that they talked about that I wanted was there. So in terms of my own, like it was just a pacing issue. That was the only thing with the Smash Brothers and all that. But
Agreed.
in terms of what I'm looking forward to playing, it's an A. But in terms of objectively speaking, and like the pacing and everything, it's a C. It's a C+.
I know that they spent a lot of time on Smash Brothers, but the pacing of the Smash Brothers was still good. Like, they kind of flew through everything. Am I wrong about this?
No, you're not wrong about it. But I think people were talking about pacing when it comes to like other types of games, and then with I guess the amount of time that they spent. So that's why it breaks. Like, okay, you have all these games that announcement, like B-roll of games, and then bam, it full stops. Then you start talking about Smash Brothers for this long. Now, for me personally, I'm talking objectively speaking for other people, okay? Not for myself. For myself, I loved every single drop of Smash Brothers that we've got. I'm not a traditionalist when it comes to formats of E3s. I don't think it has to be this way or this way or this way. You know what I'm saying? Whereas back like when everyone said like with the conferences, like you have to have like a live press conference. I was like, no, you don't. And everyone said, oh, you're a fanboy if you don't think that. And now we're looking at it and everybody's kind of copying the format. I mean, yeah, they're live, but Microsoft's was pretty much a direct. I mean, they're just rolling through each one. Before, Microsoft used to bring out people each time. Each game, bring out somebody to talk about it, then go back. Then bring out somebody, then go back. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what they used to do. Then they streamlined it. So, I'm not a big traditionalist on that, so I don't care about the format. I'm just talking for other people. For myself, I loved every second of that Smash Brothers presentation. So that's just me, you know.
Fair enough. I mean, a lot of people are very excited for Smash Brothers in general. And of course, it's going to be a big hit. I mean, we see it tearing up the charts right now on Amazon, so it's not surprising.
I think that once again, Nintendo, I wouldn't say that they were 100% forced into it, but they were kind of forced into it with the amount of port talk. Like, and it got pretty toxic, like on different channels and stuff like that. Like, it was pretty bad. Like, people continuously said this game was a port before it was even announced. They were saying it was a port. When it was announced, they were saying it was a port. So Nintendo, in all their interviews, like I talked about this before, Nintendo essentially was trying to say, well, we were really trying to show people that it wasn't a port by explaining the mechanics and explaining how many different things that you couldn't do in Smash Brothers for Wii U that you can do in this game. Like they were trying to show it. So I do blame if you're upset about that, and if you're upset about the direct or them spending so much time on Smash Brothers, and if you consistently spent time on social media saying it was a port, you can blame yourself for that. That's your fault for continuously saying something when you don't know what they're talking about. So you can blame yourself, which I've said before.
Sakurai travel.
I think he was going to come anyway because of the tournament, you know. So
Made him travel.
he said he's gonna take a midnight flight and go right back to Japan.
He was trying to get home as fast as possible.
My man was like, he's probably first class too, so he's good. He's rolling. No, he's rolling in first. Sakurai's rolling in first class. There's no way that he's sitting next to just some old Joe Smo on a. No way. He's first class all the way there, dude. So yeah. Well, okay. We're gonna go ahead. We gave all of our grades. I think everybody had a good opinion on that. In terms of it, you guys all gave good thoughts. So we're gonna go ahead and move on into the next thing here, and we're gonna be talking about a little bit more. Smash Brothers Ultimate was obviously a big game at the show, but I want to get you guys' game of the show. I put Smash Brothers Ultimate, but what I meant to say really is just a game of the show. So we will go down each person. You guys can pick your game of the show, or you can pick one or two games that you really like the most, and then you can kind of just play a little bit on that one, each one. I do want to get you guys out of here in about an hour, 10, hour 15. So definitely we want to keep the show going. So let's see here. Let's start off with Mama Mercy. You have a game of show, then maybe your runner-up game of show. Out of all the companies, it doesn't have to be Microsoft or Sony, or it could just be everybody put together.
Game of show, Kingdom Hearts 3. My runner-up, Smash Ultimate.
Okay. Awesome stuff there. Any reason why Kingdom Hearts 3 wins over Smash for you?
I have been waiting for this game for 13 years. Since Kingdom Hearts 2 came out, I'm not one of those people who are like, all the little DS games are like, oh, well, it's only been 5 years. No, I've been waiting for this game since 2. I've been waiting for this game since 2. And it's finally coming out, and it looks amazing. And Sony's trailer of it, we got the Black Pearl. Everybody's looking sharp. Looks very good for the live action movie being in a Kingdom Hearts game. And I'm waiting, and I'm so excited, and I can't wait to plop down in the living room and play this game while my kids watch, because they like Kingdom Hearts because they watch me play it.
Okay.
So it's a bonding thing for us.
All right. So essentially, it's definitely your game because you've been waiting for it so long. Obviously, RPG, big,
Oh yeah.
awesome adventure, looks great.
And I was a Disney kid to like the whole extent of the meaning of Disney kid. Like I grew up, like I used to like force like just in a tube Disney all day, every day.
Goof Troop and all that stuff when you're growing up as a kid.
Those shows are classics.
Oh yeah, I used to watch that stuff too. It was great.
I'm so much a Disney kid. Like I have a Powerline T-shirt
Oh,
Ooh,
from the
I
Goofy
love
movie.
I love that movie so
Yeah.
much.
nice. My favorite was Fantasia growing up as a kid. Oh my god, I used to love that movie.
Fantasia is amazing. Have you seen Fantasia 2000?
No, I haven't.
It's not
Just
as good, in my opinion, as the original Fantasia, but then again, that would have been a very tough bar to top because the original was so ahead of its time. But it still has a lot of very beautiful moments, so I definitely would recommend checking it out as long as you don't think it's anything revolutionary.
Well, speaking on that, so John, what are your game of show and then runner up?
Oh my gosh, that's a tough question. I would definitely echo Mama Mercy's opinion about Kingdom Hearts 3 being the game of the show because let's face it, a lot of people have been waiting for this one, like 5 years since it was first released, and it honestly looks very, very promising. And let's face it, a lot of people are going to be going out to playing this game. But
Absolutely.
Smash definitely would be another runner-up. Oddly, for me, I think my favorite surprise of the show might have been Tales of Vesperia Remaster. Don't get me wrong, there were a lot of other good titles right there, but I was so not expecting that remaster, least of all for it to be on Switch. And so, as I said, I'm a huge fan of Tales of Symphonia, and to see this game coming to Nintendo Switch and being announced after being a Microsoft exclusive for so long, that's a real treat for me. And I'm like, oh, thank you so much, Namco. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well,
And
well, they did have the remaster site, so that was kind of a giveaway that it was coming. And then they already said there's going to be a Tales game on Switch. So, but I mean, I know you don't look too much into those things, so
well, I'm very glad that that's what the game turned out to be. I can't wait.
I don't know if that's the game. We don't know. There could be another Tales game. There could be another one.
Oh,
So yeah,
either way, consider me interested.
yeah. Okay,
I think we're getting a new Tales game still.
I think so too. I think so too.
We'll see.
All right, so Andy, your game of show, then your runner up.
My game of show is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Like, I've been an avid fan of Super Smash Bros. Ever since I first played it on the 3DS. Like I said last week, it's one of my most played games on the 3DS, and whew, I cannot wait for it.
Dude, it's okay. Be excited.
Be excited,
We're all
man.
gamers here.
Yeah,
Be
be
excited.
excited. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it a lot. I think a lot of you guys probably already know how I feel. Super Smash Brothers was the game of show. It was just the mechanics that they put into the game, how clean it looks. Everyone's back. You know, everyone is back, and the fact that they actually made this game before Kingdom Hearts 3 even launches is just more of a sweet, thing for me. Just because I like Kingdom Hearts. I've been waiting for it. Kingdom Hearts was definitely really good. I'm looking forward to the game, but I'm not the biggest Kingdom Hearts fan to know why Kingdom Hearts wasn't in my top. But Super Smash Bros. Ultimate was definitely a game of show for me. And then runner up, to be honest, runner up.
I haven't set my runner up yet.
Oh, I thought you. Oh my bad. I thought you said your runner up. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. As for my runner up, it's a little bit of a surprise. It's Cyberpunk 2077.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Did they show any gameplay of that, or was it just the behind closed doors demo that they showed?
Well,
I think
well,
there was
even-
only a trailer.
It was a CG trailer too. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But I can
Well-
see where the excitement is. It is CD Projekt Red.
Yeah, I can see it's gonna be good.
Well, okay.
It's gonna be good.
well, it's not that it's CD Projekt Red, but more so. This is the kind of game that whenever I upgrade to a new PC, it's that kind of game that I want to run on it because my current PC is not good right now. Like, it's old. It doesn't run games as well as I want it to. So but soon I might be able to do. And when I do it, I'm gonna buy that game.
Awesome. Well, it's coming to PS4, so
No.
what's wrong with playing it on PS4?
I cannot stand the PlayStation 4 controller.
Well, if you don't like it, you don't like it.
Okay. Well, makes sense there. All right. So
Hold on a minute, though. I want to also give a shout out to what I think about Smash Brothers. I think it's absolutely awesome, and I mean awesome, that Nintendo is bringing back everybody from the past Smash Brothers. It's really quite badass, in my opinion. I was very worried that they were going to be cutting characters from this one, but thank goodness that didn't happen. So thank you, Nintendo, for not doing that. Now there's a reason for these guys to stick around.
yeah, a lot of people thought that Cloud and Shulk could be cut, but after a bit, I knew they weren't getting cut. I was like, when people kept on talking about, hey OJ, who do you think is gonna be cut? I'd be like, I always said nobody. That's what I said every single time. How do you know? I'm like, I said nobody's gonna be cut. Like, why do you think that? I'm like, because nobody's gonna be cut. It's because I knew I had someone tell me that nobody was gonna be cut. So
Oh, really? So now you're an insider now, huh?
I'm an insider. No, I'm not an. I'm not an insider. I just have sometimes people tell me. I have little birdies tell me stuff every now and then. So
Does your
yeah.
uncle work in Nintendo?
Yeah, my uncle works at Nintendo. He's like, hey there, nephew. Hey there, nephew. take take this rumor. There's a rumor going around Nintendo that they're not gonna cut anybody. No, but I mean, no. To be honest, like I found out about Smash like a little bit before, but anyway, in terms of my game of show, Smash Brothers Ultimate, obviously that's the big game for me. But I think the runner up for me, man, it's like Resident Evil. It's a tie between Resident Evil 2 remake and also the Damon Cross McKenna. I think both of those games, and I'm talking about games that were actually playable at the show. We got gameplay, not just like a trailer or behind closed doors. Like, so I'm not counting like Beyond Good and Evil or like Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem, obviously, that's a whole separate thing because they didn't have it playable there. But they showed a really awesome trailer. I'm looking forward to it. It's like one of my most anticipated. But I'm just talking about games that were actually at the show and you can play it and we can see it, not any smoke and mirrors. And Damon Cross McKenna and Resident Evil 2 remake were my runners up. Those were both great. I can't wait to play those in 2019. Those are coming early 2019. At least Resident Evil remake is coming early 2019, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Resident Evil remake, or Resident Evil 2 remake, I should say. So yeah, those were my game of shows. All right, so we kind of got through all that. That was a pretty cool segment. I thought it was good to hear. I also want to give some shout outs real quick to Fury Tiger with the dollar donation. He says, smash that like button, smiley face. Thank you so much, Fury Tiger. Smash that like button, Ninja. And then also shout outs to Avidin. Shout outs to Avidin Smith. I was on his podcast last night. Good to see you here again, bro. Donated $5 and says, great podcast. So thank you so much. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's fun so far. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next thing here. We're going to talk about some multiplayer games because there's a lot of games that recently released on the Nintendo Switch, and we can also kind of lead into what we've been playing lately as well. So I'll go ahead and start off with Mama Mercy and Paladins, Fortnite, Hollow Knight. That's not a multiplayer game, but it was a release. Hollow Knight, Dragon Ball FighterZ. There was a bunch of, or Dragon Ball Fighters. There was a lot of multiplayer games announced. Out of all the stuff that came kind of like in the E3 bandwagon of multiplayer games for Switch or just in general, what are there any of the games that you're playing, and what'd you think about some of the announcements in terms of multiplayer content?
I am playing Paladins. I haven't tried Fortnite yet.
Yay, Paladins. So good.
Yeah, I listened to my son G5 play Fortnite, and I'm scared to try Fortnite.
I gotta love. Hold up, sorry. We've got to say something in the chat here. Andy Mine had the time this. He said Smash Brothers is overrated. I'm sorry, everything Nintendo. You're just trash at the game. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Everything Nintendo. You're just horrible at the game. It's okay. So go ahead and move on. Mama Mercy, keep on, or go on and continue what you're saying.
But no, I'm excited. I mean, like I've told you guys before, I have kids, so multiplayer games make my life so much easier, and it gives us fun stuff to do with them. So the more multi games, the better. To be honest, though, out of all the multiplayer games that they announced for Nintendo, I am looking forward to Mario Party.
Really? Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Mario, yeah, Mario Party. That's another one.
Dude,
And,
no,
yeah.
that is a fierce competition in this house.
Oh, we gotta have P Arena Mario. I'm totally getting. This will be my first Mario Party that I ever buy, ever in the history of Mario Party.
You know, like the joke that flies around Facebook, like sorry about what I said at Mario Kart last night, or sorry about that blue shell. That's Mario Party for this house. Like there are days that we won't talk to each other, and I'm like, I'm still mad about Mario Party, and we'll just walk away.
Which one's your favorite Mario Party? Which one's your favorite one?
8, the last one that was actually a game board, and then 9 and 10 were trash because they put you in a car, and it was very much made to be able to play with younger kids, and it just ruined the game.
Yeah.
These kids need to get good or get off the controller. That's how it works in my house.
Sometimes if you try too hard to make something for the kids, it ends up being a backfire.
Yeah, I think Mario Party definitely was a backfire. Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I have 2 smaller kids. I know how to play Mario Party with smaller children.
But even smaller children, like they don't need a car. Like they can play. Like when I was a kid, I played. Like when I was little, when Mario Party first came out, I played it normal. Like I don't think if you're a 5 or 6 year old, you don't need a cart and to be like you can play Mario Party. It's a kid's game even at that point. You know, like you can still play it. It's not a problem. It's very simple controls. It's like a one button to do something. Like I don't see why they felt that they needed to do that for kids. I think it was a problem because the adults you have to make it fun for the adults too, or they're not going to buy it for their kid. You know, so.
Yeah, because we're the ones who have to sit down and suffer and play it.
Yeah, we're the ones who have to play it. You know, so.
I didn't think Mario Party 9 and 10 were that bad.
Andy, trust me. Have you played 8 or any of the ones before 8?
No, I only played the 9 and 10.
Oh yeah, that's the
wait
problem.
until this one comes out, and you will see the difference.
It
should always be a game board. Always.
You can clearly tell the quality is much better. Like when they first showed it off, the quality was a lot better in terms of like what you saw with the mini games. Obviously, the graphics look great for Mario Party. You know, that style. But you can just tell, like with the mini games, like you can just tell it was better. So yeah, definitely. Shout outs to
Mario's-
Lucina with the $1 donation. She says, "Hooray! I didn't get cut from from Smash
Yeah,
Ultimate."
that's-
Also, knack for
was-
Smash.
That was the best thing about for me for the Smash Ultimate was seeing that my potato didn't get cut out of the game.
Your potato.
Yes,
Who's your potato?
Lucina.
Why is she your potato? I don't
Because
get it.
she identifies as a potato, so she is my potato.
Oh, okay. Well, Lucina, I'm glad that you did not get cut. I'm really happy because Lucina is definitely a good character. Like if you like Marth, but you're not good with Marth, then picking Lucina might be a good option because Marth you have to really do good spacing to get tippers. So Lucina is definitely better if you want to just not worry about the blade, like oh snap, in terms of how you hit them with this. So that's good. Definitely good to see Lucina. I dropped my controller. Sorry about that, guys.
That's how they break.
The Pro controllers are ridiculously sturdy. To be
That's
honest, they are very good. I've dropped them multiple times, and they both work. They both work just completely fine. Like everything's good with them. All right.
They're basically
4-year-old,
bricks.
so-
Okay. Well, in terms of John, have you been playing any new multiplayer games on the Switch, and what do you think about some of the titles coming out?
Well, to be honest, I did play a little bit of Fortnite, and to be honest, I'm completely stuck on that game. I really am not. I'm not very good at it, unfortunately. But as far as what games I am looking forward to right now, it's not necessarily any of the No, I mean any of the multiplayer titles. To me, I've recently been playing the demo of Octopath Traveler, and I gotta say, it's really, really good. Very reminiscent of the classic Square games that we used to play on Super Nintendo. It's just phenomenal. It brings back so many warm, fuzzy memories of playing Final Fantasy VI and even Chrono Trigger. This is basically as great as those two games combined so far. I mean, even the music seems to recall the classic SNES era. I just love this game, period. Both it and Xenoblade Chronicles 2 are probably going to be among my top favorites so far, unless something else challenges those two. But for right now, those two are my favorites at the moment.
All right. And just real quick in the chat, everything Nintendo, I didn't time you out, dude. I didn't time you out. Andy did. So you can get mad at Andy for that one. Totally shifting the blame to Andy there. So Andy, what do you think about the games coming out?
Hang on, what are we talking about now?
We're talking about multiplayer games. Like it was like Paladins came out, Fortnite came out, Hollow Knight, just games that you've been playing or multiplayer games that you're interested in that recently came out.
I'm not that big on multiplayer. Like,
Okay. Anything that you recently came out that you played that you like?
well, I've been playing a lot of Hyrule Definitive Edition,
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Definitive Edition. Nice.
and also a while ago also bought South Park: The Fractured But Whole. And as a fan of Sticky Goat Fruit, I definitely enjoyed it.
Oh, good. Did you beat it yet, or are you still just playing through?
Well, I was put on a temporary stop because of a glitch that caused an infinite loading screen. But as soon as they fixed it, I got right to finishing it.
All right. Awesome. Good to see.
And I will definitely say it's an experience.
Yeah, I've seen some gameplay from it. It looks crazy. Maybe I'll get it at some point. Maybe like when it's $20 at Best Buy, I can get it for like $17 or something
I
like
mean,
that.
just when you're making your character, you know that it's gonna have that South Park level of humor.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. I want to give a shout out to Switch It Up with the $5 donation through Super Chat. And he says, "Hey OJ, I have a theory. Ridley's new design is based off his Metroid Prime 4 design. Take a look at the past design. They're way different now in this from this game. All right, that's cool. Good stuff to hear. We'll have to wait and see on the final design for Ridley, but awesome. In terms of myself, multiplayer games, Paladins. I've been playing Paladins a little. We played today for PE Arena. We played Fortnite today for PE Arena. And I like Paladins. It's really good. I found
Paladins is good.
it's it runs smooth. It looks great. It's a lot of content. I would say get the Founders Pack because if you don't get anything. Like you start out with nothing. You have to work so hard. So yeah, the Founders Pack is good. I was having a lot of fun. I played with you guys. I played PE Arena, and then I played a match before we started the podcast. I played a match, and I used I think it was Leanne, the girl with like the rifle. It's very fun to
Ooh.
use. Yeah, she's really good. I like her. I like the fact that you can press like the L button, like you can dodge out of the way, like you can do like a super dodge out of the way. You know, kind of reminds me of Tracer, just a little bit. But she's not like her guns don't shoot as fast as Tracer, but it's still really fun. Still really fun to play. I like it more than Overwatch easily. Like I can see myself playing this game more and more and more than I do. I don't play Overwatch anymore, but I used to play Overwatch. I have it on PS4. So yeah, in terms of anything else, multiplayer or just games like the Octopath demo, that was really cool. I really enjoyed playing the Octopath demo. That was fun. That was really fun.
I would like to give a shout out to Jump Force because I'm really looking forward to that game, and I'm really looking forward to a game that for a small while I may actually be able to beat my kids in because I understand anime characters better than they do, so I actually know what my characters will be able to do
Mm.
because I already know that they're gonna hand me my butt on a silver platter when Smash comes out.
Yeah, yeah. Also, another thing, real quick, guys. Just to try to refrain from spamming in the chat. Everything Nintendo, you kept on spamming. Like Smash Brothers is overrated. Smash Brothers, and then you tagged me in both of them. So Andy timed you out because I don't want people to think that it's like we're being mean or anything. Andy timed you out because one, you were spamming. Two, you were tagging me on purpose to say your opinion, you know, to get a reaction. So that can be looked at as trolling. You know what I'm saying? Especially because you know that I like Smash Brothers. So if you want to just say like Smash Brothers is overrated, that's fine. You can say that, but you don't need to tag me and you don't need to spam it. You know what I'm saying? So.
Well, I think he didn't mean to say it twice. Like, there's a glitch on YouTube where some comments will be repeated twice. Like,
Agreed, but he doesn't need to. He still doesn't need to tag me. Like, like he still doesn't need to tag me. Like, there's no point in tagging me. Like that's dumb. I mean, there's no point in tagging me. So, but anyway, yeah, everything Nintendo, it's all good, dude. Don't want you to, don't want you to get mad or anything like that. Anyway, let's go ahead and let's move in to the final topic here. We're gonna go ahead and get into a little bit of a Q&A. We talked about games. Yeah, let me just make sure that we got all the topics out of the way. Yeah, we're good. All right, Q&A. Q&A time. So if you guys have a question, please tag me at Player Essence. Just one word at Player Essence, and you can ask a question. We'll be answering questions for probably about maybe 10 to 15 minutes. We'll be answering questions. We'll try to do our best. There's 145 people in here, so we'll try to do our best. Any like Streamlabs or anything pops up, we'll read those right away. So it's up to you guys. But let's go ahead and get into it here first. See what people have to say here.
You guys are definitely the real MVPs, and please smash that like button. Let's get more ninjas to the village. We are almost at 40K. Let's bring in them.
Oh, we are so close to 40K.
So
yeah.
close, guys. We can taste it. It's right there.
It's right there. All right, Joker says, Player Essence. What do you think? Sorry. What do you all think of Cyberpunk and Devil May Cry 5? I think I'll just real briefly, guys. I think Devil May Cry 5 looks cool, but they didn't really show much of it outside the trailer. But it looks cool. And Cyberpunk, they showed a trailer, so it also looks cool. Those are my thoughts. Anybody else?
Both of them look good, but I'm a little confused about Devil May Cry 5 because it's done in the recent reboot style. But
Is it?
yeah,
I don't know.
the animation and the art and everything like that. Like actually, when the game started, I thought it was DMC2
Oh.
until I realized the guy's arm, and then I realized, oh, that's not actually Dante.
Yeah.
But to be honest, what's his Nero?
Nero?
Nero looks like the spinning image of Dante at the end of the reboot.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Did you
Exciting, either way.
Did you see that at the end of that trailer or not?
Oh yeah, I saw our boy driving in on a motorcycle. I saw him.
I personally don't have any opinion on either one of those two games, but I did recently get the Devil May Cry collection for my PS3, and I gotta say that the style of the games is actually really, really good. It reminds me a lot of Bayonetta and Bayonetta 2, and knowing that this game was actually done by the same folks who did those two, it really is no wonder that a lot of people are looking forward to Devil May Cry. But unfortunately, I can't really talk much else about it because, as I said, I haven't really played much of Devil May Cry other than that.
all right. Cool.
Dream crossover game for me.
You have any
Like-
thoughts on Cyberpunk, Andy? And
Well, I already said that.
yeah. Okay. Well, there you.
But that's what Devil May Cry 5. I'm more into Bayonetta, honestly. Like,
Okay.
it looks interesting, but I feel like I would be more interested in Bayonetta 3.
Okay, yeah, definitely me. Bayonetta 3 is definitely going to be better in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. But they both look good. Cameron Sure says, I probably said his name wrong, says player since GameCube controller or Switch Pro controller for new Smash player, never owned a GameCube or Wii U. It really doesn't matter. Whatever you decide to play, just use it. It doesn't matter what you use. I use a GameCube controller, but that's because I've been playing Smash like a lot since the GameCube and all that. So, all right, let's go and move on to the next question. All right, that's not a question. Let's see here. No, T dude, that's a weird question. Ordinary Victor says players and say OJ with My Hero, One's Justice, Street Fighter, Blade Strangers, Blaze Blue, and other fighting games on the Switch. Will Smash Bros. Ultimate kill off the competition? No, because Smash Bros. Ultimate is a very different fighting game than Blade Strangers and My Hero and the other ones. So no, it won't.
Of course, all of these games offer every one of their own experiences in their own ways. I don't think there's any point in saying this game is better than this game is better than that, when they all are going to offer their own experiences. Which one is better is, of course, up to the individual. So ultimately, the question is very subjective.
Yeah, it's up to each individual in terms of what they think. You know.
John Shepard in chat said they should have called the Smash Ultimate Hyper Fighter Turbo Edition.
Yeah. Hyper fighting.
Such a long name.
I know, ridiculously long. Who would get a game with a title that long?
Me.
Well, to each their own.
I mean, Kingdom. I mean, you're a fan of Kingdom Hearts, and they infamous for such long titles.
I'll say.
Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, we got a question here from Snowbuddy426. Honestly,
oh no, she's talking to someone else.
I'm
sorry.
She
tagged Sean Diamond.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all good. Let me see if I can find another question here. Markel Hawthorne says, "Player says after the fight, to get it on Switch, I'm getting Dragon Ball Fighters Z Day." Okay, so he's getting Dragon Ball Fighters Day 1. Cool. Sean Wilson with the $5 donation, it says, "I'm super upset that I missed playing Paladins with y'all on P Arena due to work, but I'm with you. I'm with you. Okay. I'm having more fun with it than Fortnite. Yeah. Paladins to me, it just runs. I think it runs a lot better. So I mean, it just like runs a lot better. It's a lot smoother. The experience is just better. It's more like tight right at this point. I mean, Fortnite could pass it up once they actually get everything optimized and ready to go. But I am impressed with what they've done with Fortnite. I do think that it's good. I just think that it's kind of a bit behind the other versions of the game so far, in terms of PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Just in how it runs. That's it. Once they get that up to speed, I think everything will be better with it.
I think it is 60 frames per second. Like
no, it's 30 with dips. I was playing it earlier. It's 30 with dips, and then also Digital Foundry did their analysis. And like I said, it's still fun to play. It's still great on Switch. You can still play it anywhere that you want. But the only issue is like Paladins is 60 on Switch.
Oh wait, yeah, I was saying Paladins.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Fortnite. My bad. Okay, I thought you were talking about Fortnite. Okay, yeah, Paladins, yes. Paladins is a smooth 60. I don't feel any frame rate dips or anything like that. But yeah, I'm having a lot more fun with it, just because I just like, but like Fortnite takes too long. Like, you know, I mean, like with Paladins, you get right into the match, you start going. Like Fortnite, you have to like sit there, you have to go build, you have to break things, then you have to collect things, then you have to run towards the side. Whereas Paladins is just I got the old man syndrome. Okay, guys, like I don't want to. I'm being impatient with the game. Paladins is just easy to get in, get out, you know, and just like whereas Fortnite just takes a little bit longer. So I don't know.
I just want to come in and kill some people. That's all I want to do.
No, but Fortnite's still good, guys. Fortnite's still good. I just thought the only reason why I'm talking about it is because they both came out like right at the same time. E3, like multiplayer games, like you know all that. So that's really it. All right, good. Thank you so much, Sean Wilson. Do appreciate the $5 donation. And yeah, man. We'll be playing Paladins. I'll probably be playing like little mini P arenas throughout the week. So look forward to maybe getting in on some of those like later in the night, like 6 p.m. my time. So maybe you'll be off of work then. So.
Well, I'll be sleeping by then.
Yeah. Avidin Smith has the next question. He says, "Player, since how much of a chance do you have at beating Avidin Smith in Smash Ultimate?" Oh man, this man over here.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that's a question that I really don't know how to answer. I'm sorry to say.
Well, I'll say this, Avidin. I'll say this.
It's been spicy lately.
Oh no, it's good. It's good. You have to have that fighting spirit. I'll say this, Avidin. I'm really looking forward to playing everybody in Smash Ultimate, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. So I don't know how. I think I have a 40% chance. I have a 40% chance or lower. So you're looking pretty good right now.
Don't inflate his ego any more than it needs to be.
Anytime you inflate his ego, his dreads go longer. So like it's all good. We don't want his hair's already long enough. All right. So next question from Anthony W says, player since and crew. Anyone excited about Kingdom Hearts 3? Yeah, definitely. I think you probably just joined. We all a lot of us are excited. Yeah. Let me tell you
how
something.
excited I am for Kingdom Hearts 3. I screamed like a little squirrel in my house, and my neighbors had to come check on me because I was freaking out about Kingdom Hearts 3. That's how excited I was.
In this E3 or when it was revealed?
No. Well, when we got the Pirate of the Caribbean's trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3, I was like, it's Johnny. I could touch him. I'm pretty sure Johnny's actually doing the voice for the game.
It probably might not be. Usually they're very good at getting sound.
I wouldn't be surprised if the world designer of that level was Tim Burton himself. Oh, wait, did he?
Did Tim Burton make it? Pirates of the Caribbean, that one?
We'll have to wait and see in terms of all the details on that.
It's just that you know him and Johnny Depp is related to some project.
Well, we're all excited for it. We'll just say that this is gonna keep going, so we're all excited. Let's move on to the next question.
In terms of how I feel, if there's any game that I would really hope to see come to Switch, it's this one. I feel like, come on, the audience is right there. Unreal Engine 4. Please make it happen, please.
I'm not port begging for nothing, so they can screw off with their game. I'm sorry, guys. I have a very
through 2 game development cycles before this game came out.
So. I have a very strong distaste for port begging. So I mean, it's great if it comes over, it comes over. But I'm not gonna beg them like on Twitter or anything like that. I'm done doing that crap. This gaming's not that serious. For me at least anymore, it's not that serious to start like, oh, please bring it over. Like they know good and well people want it. Like you don't have to beg. In my opinion, you shouldn't have to beg for a game. Like not at this point, you know. But that's just my thoughts. All right, so J2 Blue says, players says, what are your thoughts on some saying that Switch year 2 being a slow year? I think you shouldn't say that because everyone was saying in Switch year 1 that okay, it has a great first party, but where's all the third party games? Year 2 by far, like, or at least let's just say 2018 by far has way more third party games. So many more third party games in the first year, and then some people are saying, oh, well, it's slow year. You know, I think I don't think people should do that just because, in my opinion, like you want third party. People have been asking for third party. We're getting a ton of third party, and people are still talking about slow year. Buy the third party games that are coming out. Wolf.
Exactly. Put your money where your mouth is. Go out and buy the likes of, go out and buy Dark Souls Remastered. Buy Ys 8. Buy, the list goes on and on.
South Park, Starlink Battle for Atlas is coming. Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle. SNK, Ys 8, SNK Heroines. There's just so many. There's so many third-party games that have came out this year that some people are ignoring. I mean, Paladins, Fortnite, Hollow Knight, all just dropped. I mean, I don't think it's a weak year two at all. I think that's just people being. I don't know why people are saying that, but I dislike it because there's a lot of third-party games putting out some. Like, there's a lot of third-party developers putting out some great games on the Switch, and people are doing that to ignoring it.
Can I just say that? The amount of third-party games at the end of this month is ridiculous. Like, we have Ys 8, Crash Bandicoot, Wolfenstein, and
Crash.
So much.
I know.
Oh, and then also Mario Tennis Aces comes out this month too. So I mean, this year
next week.
Oh yeah, there you go. Next week, we've already had we had Kirby, we had Mario Tennis Aces that's coming out, and then we had Hyrule Warriors, Bayonetta 1 and 2, and then also Donkey Kong all come out in terms of first-party content. That's not bad to me. Along with all the third-party stuff, I don't see where the issue is. But I mean, I guess compared to Legend of Zelda launched, but really in the first 2 months or the first 3 months of the Switch, I mean, really it was just a few different games. There wasn't a lot. Whereas we've gotten so much more in the first half of this year when it comes to third-party and not first-party, but when it comes to third-party. And there's been first-party games, just been more remasters or ports, you know. And when it comes to Nintendo's games like Hyrule Warriors and all that, so I dislike it because there's so many good third-party games that have came out. I think Dragon Quest Builders also came out this year too, which is a fantastic game. You know, so
it is.
There's so many third-party games that have came out this year compared to last year. So I very much dislike that when people say that. I think it's crap.
I I've yet to play it.
Dragon Quest.
Yes, like I was supposed to go to play it, but I couldn't find a physical copy anywhere. And
Andy.
Hmm?
Andy, listen to me. You like Animal Crossing, right?
yes,
Play Dragon Quest Builders. You will really, really enjoy it.
I have played the demo and I do like it, but I just haven't got the time to play it.
Yeah, I mean, you're still playing South Park and you're playing some other stuff, so it makes sense. Hyrule Warriors. There's so many games to play. There's just not enough. There's just not enough time. There's just not enough time to play all the different games that are coming. There's just so much.
Just the opposite of Wii U, where not enough games and so much time.
That's why I don't like when people say. I mean, I get that people want the more third party, and I get that. But when you say that, oh well, it's weak, they're not having anything. Like, do people not remember the Wii U? We be sitting here with nothing. We have we be sitting here with literally nothing but virtual console releases. And like any span of like a month, there could be literally no retail games, no bigger games, like nothing. Like
yeah, the Wii U period was a real bloody nightmare. You want to tell me that this is worse than Wii U?
Or no, they're not saying it's worse. They're just saying that it's a weak year 2. But I don't see it as a weak year 2 when you drop Paladins, Fortnite, and Hollow Knight all in the same day. Plus, there's been a ton of like Dragon Quest Builders, Hyrule Warriors, Bayonetta. Like when you talk about all these different games that have been coming, I don't see how it's a weak year 2 in my opinion. Like I don't see that.
I'm sorry to say.
I think there's 700 games on the Nintendo Switch. So over 700 games on Nintendo Switch right now. So a lot of games to play, a lot of good stuff, whether it's eShop or whether it's not. So there you go.
And we can play it literally anywhere we want.
Anywhere that we want. All right.
I mean, I've been playing my games at my workplace while I've been working.
Don't get caught.
Andy, do you have dark blue Joy-Cons? Or are those the regular blue ones?
It's just the regular neon blue ones.
Oh.
It's just the lighting in the room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not as bright.
I was like, where did you get dark blue ones? I need these in my life right now.
Yeah.
What? Some people don't believe Super Smash Brothers is a AAA game. What's a AAA? Hello?
I think it's a joke.
I hope so.
Yeah, it's a joke.
Serious.
Because we're about to take you to school.
No,
it's a talk called the Toby joke.
It's a joke.
Oh, I see.
Nobody is saying that serious. Nobody would say that seriously. Okay. Let me see if there's any more. We'll answer about another question or two. It's hour 10, so I wanted to get them out at this point. So John had an interesting question. I think we can end on this one. He says, "Player says, what's everyone's hobbies besides video games?" I like to watch anime. So
I color and read.
I too am an anime fan, but aside from that, I've also done a couple of personal projects on my own, and sometimes I do see a few movies. And of course, I did have the job. I mean, I'm off for the summer right now. So, yeah, there are a lot of other things I like doing.
Andy?
I mostly play video games.
You don't like anything else?
Well, besides playing video games at work, I really don't do a lot.
No.
A lot else.
Okay, yeah. Well, sometimes you don't have time to do anything else. I used to be really big on watching Twitch too, and I don't really watch Twitch anymore because I got Crunchyroll. So Twitch is there's no need to watch Twitch anymore. In my free time, I'm watching Dragon Ball Super and I'm watching all these different anime that are coming out because I want to be ready for My Hero because I don't know enough about that. So I want to finish up Dragon Ball Super, which I'm almost done, and then I want to get into My Hero. So that's pretty much all I do. I don't really do anything else. I used to like to do martial arts. Like kickboxing and kung fu, and I like to do, believe it or not, I like to do gymnastics. I like to do flips and stuff like that. I used to like to do that a lot. Like in college, I took gymnastics every single semester, and I would just work on my tumbling like all the time. So I used to like to do that a lot. Like I used to watch like the gymnastics, like the USA. You know, that used to be like my favorite thing was USA, like watching the women's tumbling, like and all that. So that's what I used to like to do when I was younger. Not as much anymore.
Yeah, I pick up these things called books, and I read them, and I go places.
Yeah, I don't really go much. I keep my car in my garage. My car's been in my garage for like the past 3 days, and I just like walk to the store. So I go to the gym. I like to work. Oh, I do like to work out too. I like to go to the gym and work out. So that's another thing that I like to do. So yeah, I think that's it.
Ew, exercise, gross.
Oh, you gotta exercise. It keeps me feeling good for my videos. But anyway,
exercise is excellent advice.
Yes, definitely, really good.
Exercise is just die plus a T.
What?
She's joking. She's
Diet
joking.
is just die plus a T.
All right, guys. So that. Oh, Andy, you want to go ahead and say something?
I think you need a haircut.
Me?
Yes.
Why do I need a haircut? I just got my haircut.
He's looking fresh and clean.
It's about a one. It's a one on the side. It's a half on the side and a one on the top. Or no, it's no nothing on the top, and then it's still got a
Nah,
face.
it's just about the jokes that you made about bold basketball players weeks ago.
Oh, it was a joke. Okay, you're throwing. Okay, it's an old school joke that I made. Okay, you said. Okay, about the basketball. Okay, the bald basketball players. Okay, I totally forgot about that joke already. So, I already forgot about that. All right, guys. E3's got me a little bit. I don't remember anything pre E3. Sorry about that, guys. All right, guys. So that basically wraps it up for this one here. We're gonna go ahead and do our outros. Where you can find everyone at. So we're gonna start off with Andy. Andy, thanks for being on. Where can people find you if they want to talk to you?
You can find me on Twitter at Andy_MindP, and you can also find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/AndyMindP.
All right, awesome. And John, where can people find you?
Well, I do have a YouTube account, and that YouTube account in question is Turnajon. And even though I don't have as much content as OJ does, there are some videos of note that I think you folks might be interested in, which include resynced videos for the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 dub, which I like, but the lip sync needs to be fixed, and a couple of intros that I've recorded for the Highland Park Outdoor Movie Theater showings here in my hometown, and a couple of other things. It may not be as heavy as OJ's.
Oh, you don't have to worry about it. Don't worry about that. Just let people know where they can find you, man.
Sure, I'll put down my YouTube channel right now. I also have a Twitter account, which I trust you probably have already linked there. But yes, I do have a YouTube channel. So just give me a moment, folks, and I'll post it right here in the chat.
All right, awesome. Mama Mercy, where can they find you? And guys, we're gonna raid somebody. So stick around. We're gonna raid. I got a perfect person to raid. Okay, go ahead.
You guys can find me at Mama Mercy Gaming. That's YouTube/C/Mama Mercy Gaming.
All right, awesome stuff.
That's it.
Okay.
Or you can find me on Twitter at Mama Mercy 88.
All right. And yep, OJ here. Thank you guys so much for watching the podcast. I think we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of viewers turn in, over 100 pretty much the whole time. And we do have somebody that we're going to raid. We're going to raid my boy Chem Easy. He's the homie.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're going to raid Chem Easy. Has a fantastic community, much like mine. So if you guys want to check out the link in the description, or sorry, link in the chat, you guys check out my boy Chem Easy. Go and show him some love. Subscribe to his channel. Hit that like button. And guys, before you guys go though,
Smash that like
button.
guys.
The like button. It's not even over 100. So guys, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Let me know that you guys want to continue doing these podcasts. So hit that like button. Let's see if we can get 100 at least. At least 100, like, because we had 150 people watching at one point. So hit that like button, guys, before you go. And of course, I'll put the link to Chem Easy's channel again. So go ahead and raid this man. Let him know that Player Essence sent you. And we will see you guys for, I think the next video will be, I'll probably do a video tonight. I don't think I'm on the Spawncast tonight. So I'll have another video for you guys probably later tonight. So yeah, look forward to seeing you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.